going on, buddy? The football show brought to you by KG Law, the blue light glasses brought to you by the Breeders' Cup, and staring at horse programs all day yesterday. Cooks, what's going on, brother?
What's going on? We got a lot to hit on today.
We do, and we're going to do this a little differently because I do want to allow you a little more space for our Lions audience because I know you want to cut loose a little bit on that, and we do have to spend a little bit more time. It's the halfway point, which is bizarro world to me. We're already at the midway point. So let's just dive in. We got our 5 big things brought to you by KG Law. Let's start with the game that just ended literally 90 seconds ago. Yeah. First of all, great call by you. You were on the right side all day. You were on the Bills. You went against your Lord and Savior, Patrick Mahomes. Bills 28, Chiefs 21. Who does it say more about?
It says more about the Bills. Now, I know you're going to tell me they've done this before, right? 5 wins in the regular season.
Hey, people. We've set a record. I've been vilified 7 seconds into the show. Not saying a thing. Go ahead.
I know you. We do enough of these shows together. I know you. And you're right. That's the other thing. You're right. This is just the regular season. But, Mike, I loved what the Bills did in the offseason, not only drafting, but addressing defense in free agency. And they are setting themselves up to host the meeting in the playoffs, which they have rarely done. And that's why I think this was such a big deal to win this game. It does put them in the driver's seat head-to-head to host the game when they meet in the postseason.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
I agree with everything you said. They built this defense to beat this team. Look at the front today. And, I mean, look, they have an organizational plan to keep Bosa healthy. We're at the midway point. It's working. He had a wonderful game. Epineza had an unbelievable – I'll tell you one thing. Did you see the hit he had on Mahomes near the sideline? That was like a wrestling move. I go, oh, dear, here comes 7 flags. Nope. Look, they held Mahomes, and I know you've got the exact number, but it was funny. It was like the third quarter. You and I hadn't spoken. We had texted a little bit, and, we're in the document working on the show. Mahomes was under 50% for most of this day, and I don't know if he ever crept above it.
Yeah, he finished 15 of 34. Romo said near the end of the game, lowest completion percentage for Mahomes in a regular season game.
Ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look. It's a huge win for the Bills. Now, the Bills have a different issue. The Bills got to make sure they win their own division, which I know we'll get to. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Patriots keep rolling, and it wasn't pretty. We'll get to that later. But I hear you loud and clear.
Built to take away the deep shots, pass rushers in waves, Milano healthy, right? And eventually Ed Oliver healthy. They needed this game. It says more about
Chiefs. Chiefs need a running back by Tuesday. Kareem Hunt can help you in the short yardage, the goal line. They need some elusiveness back there. They haven't had it all year, not even when Pacheco's healthy. Yep. Let's go to number 2. This is just a PSA for people, no matter where you're tuning in from. And this happens all the time to Jim and I locally here in Detroit, which many of you hear us every day. You get too damn comfortable thinking everything and no jokes about Jim's discotheque. You just get comfortable. And then, oops, Panthers beat the Pack. Oops, Vikings beat the Lions. Oops, Steelers dust the Colts. This is every week in this league. So here's what I drew up for you, because to me it was like the anatomy of these shocking losses. It's always the same. The cause of death is always the same. Procedural penalties, meaning it's not effort penalties. It's dumb shit like illegal shifts, false starts, nonsense, numbskull plays, right? Procedural.
Yeah, it's blood trauma to your own head.
Yes. The turnovers are always going to be a recipe for a debacle. And then the special teams. And usually it features all 3. And we can go through them and we'll do it one by one, and certainly with the Lions. But Cookies, which one shocked you the most? I know my answer, but I want yours first.
You're saying between the Colts, the Packers, and the Lions.
Power rank them in order of shock.
All lost today. Most shock, Lions, Packers, then Colts.
So then save Lions for later because we're going to spotlight them. Let's go to the Pack. You and I, as much as we can get wrong, because Lord knows if you're going to say anything, at some point you're going to get things wrong. Mm-hmm. We've talked about the Pack. I've talked about the Pack, and I've said, look, they are getting away with murder here. Now, they needed some miracles. They have now lost to the Panthers and the Browns. That's bad enough. You needed a miracle just to tie Dallas. They have not played comprehensively good football. We talked about empty calories. I think the show 2 weeks ago. They move food around their plate. You're sitting there scoreless with 3 minutes left in the first half. Look, I don't know if they're going to put it all together, and I think today might be as devastating an injury as happened around the league. with Kraft, he's done. I mean, LaFleur after the game said, prognosis, yeah, it ain't looking good. I think he tore his ACL, didn't he? Maybe. And maybe we lost Jim. I don't know. I'll keep rolling. We'll see if we can get Cookies back in the mix. But look, as far as the Packers go, that's my thing. They just don't put 4 quarters together. And that's in this league, you're not going to get away with it. You're just not. As far as the Colts go, we can spotlight the game more, but look at what happened. Pass protection breaks down, turnovers. Daniel Jones is rushed. He's all over the place. It's a debacle. Now Jim's back. He avoided having to talk about the Pack, but don't worry.
No, that was me doing a Jordan Love impression, just the no-show.
All right, I'm going to shut up.
To the dark side.
No, because you were nowhere when he completed 20 straight. Here's what I'm going to do. You're emotionally unstable right now. I know the Leos lost. You're in a tough spot. You bet against your guy Mahomes. Listen, I want to give you 60 seconds of unfettered Jordan Love slander in 3, 2.
I don't need 60 seconds. He threw 1 pick. It should have been 2 picks. Both of them were shit that shouldn't happen for an NFL quarterback, certainly not a franchise quarterback. The first one, it's triple coverage, YOLO. Who knows? Just throw it down there and see what happens. And then the one in the red zone where the defender drops it, he rolls right, he rolls left, then he throws back deep right into the end zone to nobody, to a Carolina Panther. Mike, he didn't throw a touchdown today. This is the guy? He's not the guy. You know he's not the guy.
You still have 18 seconds to use to slander this man. Unfettered. I'm not even doing it with you this week.
How about this? They show a graphic pregame and they go, look, at 27 years old, happy birthday, Jordan Love. He's 27 today. At 27, Bart Starr won a Super Bowl. Brett Favre won a Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers won a Super Bowl. Oh, he's not those guys.
Yeah, you can stop. You know what? Don't get me started on broadcast. Just leave me alone. All right, why don't we just do this? Perfect segue into the NFC North Battle Dome. It's arguably the most competitive division in football. And I mean, look, this is something. Overreactions are a part of the fun. This is what we do in the NFL. It's like up, down, up, down. We have to allow for teams to get better, right? Minnesota hadn't started their preseason starting 5 on the O-line yet. Didn't have their starting quarterback the last 6 weeks, whether they shelved him on ice, hit an injury, or he was actually hurt. For Chicago, new coach, new offense, young quarterback. Bears win again. We'll get to the details later. Vikings beat the Lions. Same there. Packers lose. Lions lose. At the midway point, how surprised are you at how it's shaken out?
It's tighter than I thought it was going to be.
What did you imagine?
Well, I thought the Lions would win the division. I thought the Packers would be in second. I didn't think Minnesota was going to be in this fight, but as you look at it today at 4-4, their offensive line's getting right. Both tackles played. JJ, we could do a little eval on him. 17 points came on short fields, but I did think he handled some blitzes on 3rd and longs incredibly well. He didn't get rattled in this spot on the road. I don't want to go overboard, but I do think that's something to build on if you're Minnesota, and you should feel good about it.
No, it's funny because, I know we're going to do some midseason predictions and have some fun and all that. I kind of wonder if this is going to be like last year. We're not going to know the winner of this thing till the last week.
Maybe. I mean, I still think Thanksgiving Day is for the division.
Okay, and I could live with that. Chicago's defensive problems. I'd have to see a lot more from McCarthy, and I don't buy Brian Flores' defense in the long haul. I don't. I think he'll dummy bad teams. Today was shocking, and we'll dive deeper into that.
Look, on the Bears front, I know we'll spotlight the game later in the episode here of the show, but that defense forced a ton of takeaways on their 4-game win streak. They've won 5 of 6. The defense is not good. I don't think you can rely on takeaways. I think they may finish 4th if we're taking inventory right now. That still might be the worst team in this division.
Just remember my deal. I'm not going to buy the Bears until or unless, what do we say? They had to win 2 of their next 3. Lost to the Ravens, escaped today, got to beat the G-Men next week. They do that. They're sitting at 6-3, something like that, and away you go. I mean, it's just – all right, let's move along because I know you do this on your morning show, and I happen to like this segment, the cookie jar. I like at the midway point. I want to dive into your brain here. Your biggest surprises, your biggest disappointments, where are you at the midway? And I'll see if I can grade a few of these.
Okay, I have 3 surprises and 3 disappointments, okay?
All right. Yeah, I got
First, biggest surprise to me is probably Drake May's ascension into top 10 quarterback franchise guy and only his 2nd year. They were great on 3rd down. He makes big-time deep throws. It's not check downs and screens and yak yards. The dude's stepped up in a big way, and it's why they have a shot to win their division. Never would have thought that. Drake May's rise is one of the biggest surprises.
I'm blushing. I'm touched. By the way, they were 8 of 12 on third down today.
Incredible.
I love him. I absolutely love this kid.
Surprise number 2, it goes without saying. Colts 7-2, the best record through 9 games. Nobody saw this coming.
No, and I'm just not going to really flinch that they lost the game today on the road against a desperate team, and they didn't bring their fastball. That's what's going to happen in this league. But yeah, the Colts comprehensively, it's pretty shocking when you think about it, because it's not that they went out and drafted a quarterback. It's not that they went out and made a bold trade or a signing. They got Daniel fucking Jones.
I know.
And he's been really good, just not today.
But not today. And again, 5 turnovers. Yikes. But the story is 7-2 is an O-line. It's a run game. It's big-time wins, blowout wins. You have to acknowledge them as the big surprise halfway through. The last surprise for me, Panthers. They got a winning record. And if I would have told you that, you would have said, well, what, did Bryce Young take this big leap? No. To have a winning record without the big quarterback leap says a lot about the coaching staff, the roster, the buy-in. They have taken themselves out of the cellar. They're in second place in their division right now.
Yeah, and you know what? Look, they're turning themselves into kind of a welfare Lions, meaning physical, hard hat, running game, defense. Yeah, and look, their defense was one of the worst defenses in history before the Bengals decided, well, we'll outdo you. But they stopped the run. They're physical up front. Derek Brown's been an absolute human wrecking ball this year. No, Jim,
a really good corner. Yeah.
Yes, and like they're. And is there still going to be weeks where they just fall apart and get absolutely bombed? Yes.
Look at the idea that this team could win 8 or 9 games. And I'm, again, without the quarterback taking some big jumps, says a lot about the overall growth of the organization.
Yeah, I think the rest of the season, besides the win total, it's going to be all about Bryce Young's eval. Yeah. It has to be, because, again, if the pieces are right around him, but you know that's the weakness, you've got to move on. You can't go into 26 with him. But it's kind of a wait and see, but they're 5-4. Dave Canales done a hell of a job, man. I'm happy for him because he's working for a maniac. David Tepper, the owner, is nuts.
3 disappointments. I'm going to give you all 3 of them, and you can choose to drill down on any of them.
All right.
The 3 big disappointments for me. 1, the Commanders, who we'll get to for Sunday night, but 3-5 after an aggressive offseason, after winning a playoff game last year. 3-5 is a disappointing start. The Bengals, here we go again. The quarterback gets hurt. Don't get to talk about them down the stretch. And then the Falcons. Penix and the Falcons' failure to launch, they're one of the disappointments too.
Yeah, look, I was down on the Commanders preseason, so I can't say that's a disappointment.
Right, they go out and had Tunsil and Debo, and they were supposed
but
to
I didn't like their season. Look, I picked them to miss the playoffs, brother, so I can't be disappointed.
No, but the headline coming into the year was, wow, this team's going to build off of it, and they've done anything but.
Man, enjoy that. It's the oldest team in football. To me, it'd be Atlanta. I got fooled again. It was Lucy with the football again. Raheem Morris again. Today they lose a game because they can't make an extra point again. It's just yikes. All right, let's get to second half prognostication. The other side of this, which is if there are any bold takes you would like to offer, we are at the halfway point. You have your data. You don't have to go crazy. These don't have to be first take, hot take things. Anything you'd like to throw out there, because I've got 2.
I think we go alternating. You, me. Go ahead.
Patriots are going to win the AFC East. This is Drake May's world. We're all just living in it.
Even on a day where the Bills beat the Chiefs, you're going to go, all right.
I'm feeling the vibes, man. Drake May that's my guy. He's awesome.
And you got the head-to-head on your side.
Yes. At least for now I do. But yeah, there's no way they're beating them twice. Come on.
All right. I'll go Ravens are winning the AFC North. Feel good about it even with the Steeler win today.
Respect. You were on this early. You were on it at the bottom. You deserve all the upside of the stock, the penny stock you purchased.
And Lamar, I know Thursday night, he had the 4 touchdowns against Miami, but it's getting his sea legs under him, and they are ready to make a run.
Jim, wins are wins, too. When you're sitting there the way they started the year, I don't care if they play Jackson Lumen Christie. I don't care. I don't care who they play. Wins are wins. They got to stack them. I guess I already gave you one of them. I don't think we're going to know the winner of the NFC North till the last week of the season. Full Matrix, full American Gangster up on the board. This guy works for this guy.
So in that scenario, the Lions are playing at the Bears, I believe.
Yeah.
So they're outdoors.
January 4th.
Gotta have it. Yeah.
Yeah. I just feel like this division, whether it's injuries, whether it's somebody getting better, getting worse, coordinator concern, last week of the year.
Okay. Mike, I don't think the Colts will have the 1 seed or one of the 3 best records in the AFC.
So, we're going off a cliff here.
Well, they're going to win their division. They'll get a home playoff game, but I think at least 3 teams will finish with a better record than the Colts.
I could go with
some of this is that come down from the mountaintop today, a reality check. This is still Daniel Jones at quarterback. And then I'd present to you Bills, Chiefs, Broncos, and Patriots. 3 of those 4 will have a better record than the Colts.
Okay. Yeah. No, I can get that. The last one, it was actually just a joke that was supposed to be between me and you, but I guess I have to say this now. I was just messing with you putting this on the sheet. The New York Giants will kill my father by Christmas. That was not meant to be a real bold prediction.
It's bold. He's in good health.
Well, we don't want this to happen. I'm making a point. It's just
I don't know that any of these are going to happen.
Well, even today, he texted me and he goes, "I just can't take anymore. I'm so fed up." And I texted him back. I go, "Pop, stop bullshitting. They could be 0-17. You're not going to quit." He goes, "You're right, son. I can't take anymore. They allow the zombie Niners to come in and dummy him." We'll get to it. Let's get a word from our sponsors, and we will get to the rundown of some of the kibbles and bits we mentioned. We'll dive a little deeper.
So let's do it. Let's tell you about KG Law. The football show is brought to you by KG Law. You've been on these roads. People are maniacs. If you or someone you love is in a car accident, don't mess around. Get someone who cares about you. 877-KG-CARES, kgcares.com. You get the extra attention from a law firm that cares and puts you first. KG Law specializes in car accidents, so they're not going to leave money on the table. They're not going to settle for some lousy insurance lowball. Get my guy, Lawrence KG, and KG Law at 877-KG-CARES. That's K-A-J-Y, kgcares.com.
Hey, do you want to call your man KG and ask if I could qualify Michigan State football as a car accident for a lawsuit potentially?
I could put a phone call in, shoot him a text, get
Please
Lawrence on it.
Please do. Let's get to the rundown brought to you by Hungry Howie's. We start Patriots 24. Oh, my God. Raheem Morris's capri pants 23. They can't make an extra point. Here's the reality. Yes, it's a close game, but New England with 2 turnovers, they dominated this game start to finish. This was not something where Atlanta ever had game control.
No.
And you can't turn the ball over in this league. And they did, but Drake May, largely fantastic. Couple of critical third downs with his legs. They did a great job. It's not like Bijan had one of these 400-yard scrimmage games. And Drake London was the benefactor, right? Someone's going to eat. But overall, if Atlanta can find a way to lose, if any team in football can find a way to lose, it's them. I just think Raheem Morris is done. There's quality control issues here. They do a lot of stupid shit, and then they get the little details wrong. And how many weeks in a row do we have to talk about kicking being an issue in Atlanta? Fix it, please.
The most Falcons way to lose is a missed extra point. My only other note from this game is I hate that I'm playing you in fantasy and you have Drake London.
I just gave it a Jordan security guard.
You're not even going to make the playoffs. You're just here to ruin my day.
Well, we don't know that. I'm in the mix. How dare you? All right, let's shout out Bucky Irving's ankle, knee, and lower extremities. He's killing me. Broncos 18, Texans 15. This was gross. First of all, shout out me being on the Texans. You lose Stroud to a concussion early. The play, it is what it is. It was a late slide. I want to stop penalizing defenders for what the quarterback does, meaning you slide late. I think you waive the right to protection. And it's terrible what happened to CJ. But if you're going to protect yourself, do it. Don't try to get cute with the defense. He gets knocked out of the game. Davis Mills was all right, but it was another Broncos fourth quarter miracle. 15-7 going into the fourth. Broncos, last 11 points of the game, win the game, and away we go. But what did you make of that play? Am I crazy?
I had the same thought you did. It's a terrible play. You hate seeing a guy go out that way. Everybody's sensitive to the head injuries, but he slid late, and the defender can't let up at that point. There's nothing that can be done about it.
No, but that's my whole point is like we have to stop vilifying the defense. Like at a certain point,
No.
It's the same thing in college football when these guys, they lower their head and then the defender hits them. And it's like, well, the offensive player lowered his head. How is it targeting?
No.
There's just certain things in football we've got to allow for. It's not played in slow motion. It's not a frame by frame sport. And CJ didn't do himself any favors. And
look, I think the Texans probably win if he's healthy, but we do have to make this note about Denver. Best fourth quarter team in football. That's not an accident. They're 7-2, 11-0 in the fourth quarter. We can't ignore them.
Also, too, hey, your calling cards defense, you got your backup in there. Where are you on how do you let Bo Nix get out the back gate for 30 yards on a scramble? Man-to-man defense or not? Give me a break. There was no one in the TV screen. He was like a horse alone on the lead. 8 legs in front of everybody. Ain't nobody around. I'm going, come on, give me a break. This isn't Randall Cunningham or Michael Vick. It's Bo Nix. Let's go Chargers Titans. I don't want to waste too much time on this. This game was wild, but I have a big declaration that comes out of this. Even though the Chargers won today, I'd like to declare their season over because Joe Alt was not wheeled off the field. He was carted off the field. The poor kid can't catch a break. Looks like an ankle. No Joe Alt, no chance. And for those of you watching this for the first time or listening, understand, we've talked about the Chargers all year. I had them winning the West preseason. They've now lost 3 offensive tackles. They bring in Bobby Hart, who was on the couch basically with Jim and I, and he was playing right tackle. When Alt plays, they pause the problems. But when Alt has been hurt, it's 15 pressures a game on average against Justin Herbert. They're not going to get home. They're just not.
No, the floodgates open. Herbert sacked 6 times today. If he is seriously hurt, they're done.
Yeah, I do want to just look. Tennessee had a return TD. They had a pick 6. They are horrific. And the saddest.
How do you lose? We've spent so much time talking about how the way that you steal a game in this league or the way like turnovers are supposed to kill you.
If you
give up a pick 6 and a punt return touchdown, the Chargers are supposed to lose that game, but Tennessee is a special brand of awful. Welcome to Titans football, baby.
I thought of you, and I wasn't going to text you because I want to bother you because the Lions are playing, and I'm doing both, and I like you focused in on the Leos, solo because I know it's your passion. Jim, there was a highlight, and there should have been Sarah McLachlan playing in the background, like in the arms of an angel. They did a slow-mo, like head on. Cam Ward rolling out. His footwork, his bottom half, you'd think he was throwing on ice. And then he's like, and the ball, the ball like squirts out of his hand. He gets his receiver killed. And I'm going, frame that moment. Titans football 2025. It's morbid. It's totally morbid. Jim, they may not win a game the rest of the year. I don't care. They are horrific. Steelers, Colts. Let's dig in a little bit. 6 turnovers for the Colts. But this was where, happy Halloween, Daniel Jones turned back into a pumpkin because he is very similar to Goff in this regard. They need to be insulated. That's not an insult. It's about skill set. Daniel Jones under fire, not comfortable. Turnovers galore. By the way, you can't be throwing the ball 50 times. He's not that kind of quarterback. And for a week, he looked like Danny Dimes wearing giant blue. Steelers, it's a great bounce back because they got to go to the West Coast next week. They got dusted last Sunday night at home. This is a Tomlin spot. Home as a dog, off a loss, got to have it. They got it, but I still don't believe the Steelers are going to stack wins. I still don't think they're a good football team.
I don't either, and it's why I'm in on the Ravens capitalizing on it. On the Colts, this was fuel for anybody who didn't buy it, right? And time will tell, but this was perfect. If you were waiting on the sideline for the gotcha moment, this is Daniel Jones turning into a pumpkin. And, Mike, I did make a note of this. If you look at Super Bowl odds, the Colts are not in the top 5 or 6. The book's been telling us this is a cute regular season story, and you just got a snapshot of what they think.
Colts this year or the Commanders last year? True or false?
Different comp. I mean, maybe they're the Vikings of last year.
Good. I like that one better. Minus soulless ginger quarterback. No, you know what's funny too, and you see this with the NFL a lot. You see it in college even more. The whole gotcha fandom thing. It's like, okay, cool. So here's how we can play this. Let's just let everything play out and we'll see at the parade. And then we'll offer you our nuanced takes. Like, I always laugh at shit like that. Like, the NFL's a week-to-week league. You just got to go with it, react to it, have some opinions, and you're going to be wrong about shit. Yeah. It's just always funny, like, how people get where it's like, I'm sure, like, Eagle fans are all in their feelings this week. Like, you buried us too early. Shut up, will you please? All right, let's go to the 4 o'clock window, can we? Jags Raiders. And that's all I have to say. Look, the game was 6-6 for the longest time. It was dreadful. So naturally, they said, hey, let's go to overtime and have more football. The only thing I'll tell you, Brock Bowers being back, it was good to see. Look healthy for the first time all year. He's fabulous. And you set the NFL record for meaningless long field goal by Bob Little or whatever his name is. It's just, I'm disgusted with kickers. This must end. The guy was kicking the ball from his own end of the field. The thing was good from 80. Like, what are we doing here?
What are we supposed to do with Jacksonville? So they win this game and they're 5-3. Nobody believes in them.
No, they're not good. They're not good. And Trevor Lawrence is good. Didn't throw a touchdown pass today. Threw a pick.
Yeah.
Look, ATN is a thing. The running game is a thing for them. But if they're not forcing a shitload of turnovers, they're not beating anyone of note.
Just quickly, because I know this game isn't really that important to many people watching.
Where do we got to be?
At the same time, if just to put the Jacksonville hat on here for a second, they get the ball in overtime. They go on a long drive. They do score. And then at the end of the game, they still get the stop on the 2-point conversion. I don't think it amounts to really anything, but this is, I guess, a good win for Jacksonville.
It is. Look, when you got to walk before you can run. They got to win games. But do I think this is going to last into November, December? No, I don't. Rams and Saints, it's a lot of the same. I mean, basically, I'm giving you something for the future. This is going to be funny for the pod. We're going to bet this game. I don't care. It's going to be bully corner in advance. The Saints and Titans are going to play a scoreless tie in week 17, and both teams will be launched to the sun. The Saints and the Titans are a special kind of bad. Rams a lot, Saints a little, and it wasn't even as close. If you pull up the box score, like if you're a box score analyzer, win probability, all that crap. I mean, Rams, 180 yards rushing, Saints 40. Rams offense, 500 yards, Saints 150. Jim, it was as ghastly as it gets.
Matthew Stafford, is there a MVP case starting to emerge here? Not because they beat the Saints, but start to take a look at what he did. 4 touchdowns, tack it out of the season total. 21 touchdowns, 2 picks. The offense is really good. Yeah. And the defense gets pressure. They heat people up. Only the Broncos came in, more sacks on the season.
Yep.
Mike, they played the Eagles so tough. Probably should have won that game. Same this regular season, same last postseason. If you wanted to sell me on a team out of the NFC, you could sell me on the Rams right now.
Yeah, and it's quiet. It's businesslike. I think if he does anything in the second half like he did in the first half, it's like one of those Aaron Rodgers prime seasons of 40 touchdowns and 6 picks.
Yep.
Yeah. Why would I say no to that? 100%. Stafford's a warrior, man. And he's playing great football. And I just wouldn't sleep on the Rams also doing something bold at the deadline. They're Les Snead and those guys, they're wild. So yeah, 100%. I got no qualms about it. I'd be good with it, in fact, because no one else is really stepping forward and impressing me. So why not give it to the old fella? Do it for us old guys, will you please?
I think he could win MVP. I think they could win the NFC. They look the part right now.
Okay. Are you writing off your Lions?
That's not what I just did.
How dare you? How dare you? All right, let's get a word from the sponsors. Let's try to get you to eat some pizza, and then we'll move along to your Lions. Pay attention right now. Hungry Howie's offering a 51% off any large original or thin crust pizza. Those are the round ones, the right way, the way pizza's meant to be. 14-inch, 8-slice, throw whatever you want to. If you're a minimalist, I like plain pizza, or you want to load a garbage can on there, do whatever you like. 51% off. And don't forget the flavored crust. So pull up hungryhowies.com. You can order a large round pizza for carryout. 51% off. It's hungryhowies.com. All right, let's get to business. Lions, brought to you by Moran Chevrolet. They lose to the Vikings 27-24. Jim, I want you to take lead. This is your passion. I know you're very upset. I know you're smoldering underneath your fashion fitness gear over there. What do you have for the people?
It was a slop fest. It was such a mess, right? You got 10 penalties, most they've had all year. And it's the dumb stuff. It's procedural. It's pre-snap. It's multiple special teams mistakes. It's spoon feeding effectively a rookie quarterback short field after short field after short field. But Mike, the piece de resistance, the smelliest part of the stench, comes from up front. Flat out, point blank, Minnesota manhandled and mauled and confused the Lions' offensive line. Goff gets sacked 5 times. You can't run the football, and everything unravels when they don't win up front. That's as bad a performance as they have had in years, what they put out there today.
Well, there's a couple of problems, too, is, look, for one, this is, and I'm very careful with this. I don't want to overreact, but it is the third straight subpar offensive game, and by far the most ghastly, right? The Chiefs game was bad, but it didn't look like this. The Bucs game, it was just about leaving a lot of points on the field. This was, we are not functional. And I'm very careful with this too. And I got to talk to TJ about this. TJ Lang, who joins our show on Fridays. You know, I'm careful about blasting O linemen about assignments individually when you don't know who their assignment was. So shit can look really gnarly on film and you're like, all right, well, that guy's an idiot. He blocked no one. Yeah, well, what if he was given the wrong assignment? Like the middle of that line. No, you're not doing it. I'm saying collectively, not good enough. I can't single out one guy and tell you this man's the problem. Shame. Ding, ding.
What I'm saying is throw the backs in there too. The bottom line is when they're throwing A-gap crossers and
you didn't like Jahmyr Gibbs pass, bro?
What?
You didn't like Jahmyr Gibbs pass protection? Oh, my God.
Mike.
And
that's when he did attempt to get a hat on a hat. There were other times where they had unblocked guys coming through, and poor Jared Goff is a sitting duck, and we know he has no mobility. So, look, if you don't run the ball, if you're stuck in 3rd and 1,000,000, if your quarterback's getting hit, this team's not going anywhere. I mean, this is what it comes down to. That has to be better, or they're not going anywhere.
And here's the other thing. We do need – look, the John Morton thing is going to be a thing. And, look, week 1, you go, uh-oh. Then they strung some really nice performances together, and you go, all right, well, the Browns are no good. The Bears' defense is horrific. But we've had 3 straight weeks. This offense, they're not scheming open the run game. We always use the term scheming open the pass game. They're not creating space for the run game. And now in concert where this offensive line, when they're facing fronts that are quality, they face the Pack or they face the Vikings, the Chiefs, they're not performing. I do think this is okay. John Morton, now this is on you. What are you going to do to count? It's a punch counter punch league. And I'm not trying to oversimplify it, but this is 3 straight. I won't start throwing him into the pit of misery. They're at Washington and then they're at Philly. You got to show me the next 2 weeks. Otherwise, we're going to have a different conversation.
Look, I just get this out there. I think they're going to crush the Commanders next week. I think that's a personal pride thing. I don't think they lose 2 in a row. I think you'll get a bounce back. But you are talking about big picture stuff here when it's losing 2 of 3 and the offense hasn't looked good in 3 of 3. And I think we could have a Morton conversation, right? They're not a very good 3rd down team. I'm not a huge fan of this East and West. None of the screens have worked all year. And I don't love the East-West stuff when you're in the 3rd and longs. But, Mike, some of this is they're in too many 3rd and longs. And I think a coordinator's only going to be as good as his offensive line. If an offensive line's generating a 3 or 4 yard push and you're on 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, the playbook is your oyster. I as much as we can have a Morton conversation, to me it's about what you're not getting up front. Because if you're getting time, Goff's getting to that next read that's beautifully designed on a whiteboard during the week, or you're getting to the 2nd level in the run game and Jahmyr Gibbs is off to the races. When you don't win up front, it makes a good coordinator look like a bad coordinator.
Well, here's the other thing. Okay, so who do you blame for this? Because I brought this up the last 2 weeks, and then fans think you're nitpicking. And it's like, well, no, these are first-class problems, but they're still problems. They were tied with Carolina 23rd in football on 3rd down conversion rate. Today, they put a 5 for 17 stinker out there. Oh, and by the way, congratulations. It took till week 9 to convert your first 3rd and 10 or longer.
Yeah.
Pat Mahomes converted a 4th and 17 today. Week 9 with all of that talent, the 3rd down thing is a thing, and you're right. What you do on 1st and 2nd, you reap what you sow. If you put yourself in a bad spot. Yeah. All I'm saying is, with all this talent, come on, something's amiss here on third down. We got to keep our eye on it. It's got to get better if they're going to make a Super Bowl.
Well, yeah, no doubt about it. Now you see Mahogany could be out till late December or the season, depending on how this ends up going here.
Yeah.
I think you make a phone call to your old pal Kevin Zeitler and say, hey, how much fun is Tennessee right now? Can we get him back for a half-season push? I mean, because, Mike, it's so critically important that they get it right up front or the whole season goes down the drain.
I'm worried about Taylor Decker. I'm just telling you that right now. I'm not worried about him as a human being. Like, he's going to give you everything he's got. He's one of the toughest sons of bitches in the league. But, Jim, he's adding lower body injuries to a shoulder that hasn't been right since OTAs. They are managing it every week. You see the practice schedule. You see what they're trying to do. And
that's why it becomes a long-term concern. Like, even if they go out and beat the Commanders this week, I mean, you're going to see a lot more when they go to Philly on Sunday night or the Packers on Thanksgiving, or more importantly, they're going to make the playoffs. What happens when you have to string together 3 or even 4 straight wins and you can't have a oopsie-daisy? We missed the guy unblocked up the gap. Well,
you don't have a quarterback that can cover up for that stuff.
Exactly.
That's not a shot at Goff in the least. It's just, if you're not going to protect that man, don't be mad when he's doing the surrender cobra. What the hell you want the guy to do? He ain't doing spin moves and pitchy woo-woos.
And at the same time, I thought the Ravens game, they came out and pushed people off the line of scrimmage. This team is still capable of those things, which is why you don't panic, but it's got to be consistent. It's got to be a well-oiled machine. There's no more bye week. That's the other thing. This is out of the bye week. This is supposed to be the polished performance, and you got 10 penalties. You're missing assignments in the pass pro. Your special teams was a disaster today. And, Mike, there's no more exhale, catch your breath moment. It's a death march to the rest of the season now.
Yeah, and look, you see this sometimes, and I'm not making excuses. I'm just telling you, there's no science to this. Sometimes teams come out slow, rusty, whatever you want to call it, out of a bye week. Is that something we expected or have seen from Dan Campbell? No. Did he own it? Yes. You just draw a line through it. I'm not going to make long-term decisions on one game. I'm not. I'll wait. They got the next 2 weeks. I know you're aligned with this. If they play up the next 2 weeks, we're not going to care about this. But if they don't, we're going to have a whole different conversation, Jim.
It's just the idea. You're 10-point favorites at home against a quarterback making only his 3rd start. You're going to give him short fields. You can't keep up. You can't move the football. You look sloppy. And, Mike, now if we want to – you say we haven't seen this often under Dan Campbell. Last year after their bye, they blew out the Dallas Cowboys. But if we set that aside, week 1 is kind of your off-rest game, bad against the Packers. Playoffs off a bye, what they did against the Commanders last year, and then this off of a bye. It's 3 of the last 4 times that they've had a break. Actually, 3 of the last 3, they've come off a break and looked like this.
He's turning on Campbell, people. Uh-oh. All right, let's get a word from Moran Chevrolet. Everybody take a breath. It'll be okay. We'll see how they play against Washington. Let's get a word from the sponsors, and then we'll go question of the week.
Truck Month is back at Moran Chevrolet. Perfect time to elevate your tailgating at Moran, Michigan's #1 selling Chevy dealer. The best game days start in a 2026 Silverado LT Crew Cab. You can lease one right now for $179 a month, 24 months. A new Silverado for $179 a month. Come on. You're not going to see prices like that anywhere else. Lease a 25 Equinox LT, $299 a month, 36 months. The entire team at Moran makes the whole process simple, fast, and stress-free. So whether you're buying, leasing, or servicing your car, everyone at Moran makes sure you are well taken care of. Find your ride fast and easy at MoranExpress.com or stop by on Gratiot, just north of 15 Mile in Clinton Township. Moran Chevrolet, where you always get the best price, period. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
All right, let's get the C4 Energy question of the week, brought to you by the aforementioned C4 Ultimate, including the Cherry Bomb Frost, which we were all delighting in betting the Breeders' Cup Friday at the office. It was tremendous, Jim. The question comes in from Tony in East Point. If you had to trade any current Lions player, who would it be and why? Tony, my question, why are you asking us to trade anyone? What the hell are we doing here, T?
Can we say this is a bad question? Are we allowed to say this is a bad question?
This is Boulder Dash. Who am I? Okay. This is an off-season question, not a couple days for the trade deadline when you're a contender. Who am I trading? No one. Not dealing anybody. It's ridiculous.
I don't know why this question was asked. So this is the challenge. People, we need better questions. You need to, Mike, what do they need to do? Go to the 7-Elevens. You can go to the ticket website. You'll tell people about that in a second. We need better questions.
I think Evan was being provocative with this. I think he wanted to see if my head would explode.
I'll answer the question because that's what we're here to do is answer the question. You have to trade any current Lion. Who would I trade? I trade Alex Anzalone.
Good with it.
I feel like Jack Campbell stepped up. Anzalone's going to be done at the end of the year. If you came to me and said for some reason a Lion has to leave the roster, I would trade away Alex Anzalone. I think Barnes has stepped up. I think Campbell is taken on that green dot role in the center of the defense, and Anzalone will be gone at the end of the season.
Yeah, I'm good with it. I also would like to get some of those draft picks back that I gave up for a receiver I don't play. Yeah.
Yeah, you're running more 2 tight end sets, still waiting on Tesla.
All right, let's just move on. Hey, people, no more questions like that, okay? Let me give you the deal. If you have a question that makes sense, you can get to a participating 7-Eleven and do what needs to be done. You scan the QR code at the C4 Energy display or on the cooler and ask the question. And for a list of participating 7-Elevens, find the list and contest details at 971theticket.com. C4, the energy drink you need, 200 milligrams of caffeine in the regular, the performance energy, or 300 milligrams in the ultimate energy. And C4, it's not your traditional thing. They don't put any garbage in there. It's sugar-free. It's made right. And believe me, they got a lot of science behind it. You know what science means? Words I can't pronounce. So get to a 7-Eleven and find the QR code at the C4 Energy display. All right, Sunday Night Football cookies brought to you by Crocodile Cloth. Seahawks laying 2.5 on the road against the Commanders. 2 words, Road Warriors. Mike McDonald does not lose road games. I don't know what this guy's got going on. Seattle goes on a road, they don't lose. But Daniels is back tonight. This game is very scary to me. I had no read on this. Who's more desperate? Washington, clearly.
That was my thought. I think Washington's going to win tonight, and I don't feel strongly about it, but I note that the line went from 3.5 to 3 to 2.5. You're not getting a good number if you like the Commanders here. I think this is a desperate spot with their quarterback healthy. And I don't know that this Seattle road thing's going to happen all year long. They're going cross country, west to east.
Well, it's last year too. I mean, Jim, I think, and I apologize, people, if I'm off by 1 here. I think it's 9 of their last 10 on the road they've won. It's crazy.
Does that feel sustainable? And it's no shot to them. I mean, it's just
no, but there is a space here if we zoom out and go, all right, take all the emotional stuff and these factors away. Sam Darnold, while I don't think he'll ever win you anything of consequence, he's proving he can win you a hell of a lot of regular season games. And by the way, I hate giving Sam Darnold credit, but he's launched JSN's career into the stratosphere here. Like they could go, look, how about this? Any chance, I can't believe I'm going to say this, any chance of a primetime over 48.5?
It could be fun. Yeah, because
I don't care about fun. I want to make sure we're right. I don't love a side. I just kind of wonder if it's a 28-24 kind of game.
Like, rooting for points is fun, and winning is fun, so it could be fun, yes. We don't like Washington's defense. You've highlighted old. Darnold can get to his spots, move the ball. I just want to back up for a second because we talk Road Warriors with Seattle. Are you aware of who they've beaten on the road this season?
Okay, here we go. Go ahead.
Jacksonville, Arizona, and a Steelers team we think's inflated. Just be very careful with it.
Murderers, 3 Super Bowl teams.
Okay.
All
right, be careful with they're always going to show up on the road across the country, drop a bomb, and walk away with a victory.
Jim says root for points and save 51% on pizza from Hungry Howie's. All right, tell them about Crocodile Cloth, and let's get to the football, shall we?
All right, well, we got a second. Let's tell you about Crocodile Cloth. It's your do-it-all solution for life's toughest messes, and we love the Crocodile Cloth grill. Here's why. If you love grilling but hate the cleanup, these are going to be a game changer. They've got Crocodile Cloth grill. They're 10-inch by 15-inch. They stay wet a long time, and they're going to power through anything that gets caked on or baked on your grill. Crocodile Cloth can clean your cooler, your outdoor furniture, anything and everything that gets messy at your tailgate or cookout. So go to crocodilecloth.com/football show. Get a tailgate bundle and a free gift. As they say at Crocodile Cloth, go ahead, get messy.
All right, let's get messy with points. Come on. You want to do the over?
Sure.
All right. All right, guys, thank you for listening, watching, or whatever the hell you do with this show. And we'll talk to you next week. Week 10. Where the hell did time go? Week 10 next week. This is the football show. We'll talk to you later, guys.